Most musicians don't realize that email is still the best way to stay in touch with your fans. Simply put, social media platforms don't show your posts to most of your followers. Now, if you're not building an email list, you're missing out on ticket sales, merch revenue, and the chance to build a real career, not just chase the views. So in this video, I'll show you how email marketing gives you full control over your audience. And I'll also break down the methods that you should use to send emails to your fans without being spammy or salesy. Now, you've probably posted your latest song on Instagram or YouTube, but what happens if the algorithm buries it? As a musician, your biggest asset isn't just your music, it's your audience. And here's the catch. If all your fans live on social media, you don't really own that audience, right? Platforms, they can change the rules at any time. And that's where email marketing comes in. It's direct, personal, and totally under your control. Unlike a random scroll through a feed, emails land in someone's inbox with no algorithm gatekeeping the connection between you and your fans. Plus, email engagement like opens, clicks, and merch or ticket sales is often way higher than what you get on your socials. So if you want to actually reach your fans, especially when you're dropping a new track or announcing a show or selling merch, email isn't just helpful. In my opinion, it's essential. But don't worry, you don't need to be, super tech savvy or, spammy to start. In fact, all you really need are some basic tools, and we'll cover those here next. So first, you're gonna need an email marketing platform. Now, I've tried a bunch of these over the last 10 years while I've been in this industry, and trust me, there's no shortage of different ones out there. But MailChimp, ConvertKit, Beehive, ActiveCampaign, you name it. But the one that I keep coming back to is called Brevo. It's simple, affordable, and gives you everything that you need to build and manage your list without overcomplicating things. Now, if you want to try it out, there is some good news here. You can do so absolutely free by clicking the link right up here, or just checking out the link in the description below. I dropped it there as well. And to help you out, I should mention here, I created a full review/tutorial that I'll link to in the description to make it, using it much easier for you. Next, you need a way for people to sign up. So this could be a simple form on your website or a dedicated landing page that you link to from social media. And it's worth mentioning Brevo does have landing pages, just so you know. Now, there's no need to overthink it. You want to make it easy for your fans to find. And remember that you also want to give people a reason to join. We'll dive into this a little bit deeper, into the strategies around this in the next section, but offering something as a thank you for them signing up is much better than just saying, join our newsletter, for many reasons. People just don't care, they need a reason. And once you've got those three things in place, which is a platform, a sign up link or page, and a solid reason to join, you're officially ready to go. Now, if you want to take it a step further and skip all the guesswork, I've also put together a DIY email marketing starter kit for musicians. That includes pre-written email templates to, welcome your fans, promote your merch, tickets, and tours, and even a checklist to make sure that you're doing everything right from the start. And you can use this kit to start building a fan base, you own, promote your music, and sell it directly without needing a label or a manager to help. You can grab that in the description or just click on the link right up here as well. Check it out there. Now that you've got all the tools, let's talk about how to actually grow that list with real fans, not just random clicks. Now, one of the easiest and most effective ways to start is by offering something in return. So give your fans a free download or early access to a new track, a merch giveaway, or like behind the scenes exclusive content. Something that feels like a thank you for them joining your email list. That offer can live on a landing page of your website or the homepage of your site. Then you can drop the link in your bio, your link tree, or wherever your audience will see it. This taps into something called the law of reciprocity. The idea is that when you give someone something of value, they naturally want to give something back. Now, in this case, that something is their email. And you're not just saying, join my list. You're saying, here's something cool for you, no strings attached. That simple shift makes a huge difference. If you perform live or you stream, talk about your email list the same way that you'd promote a new song. A quick mention like, if you want early access to my next release, join the list on our website. That works surprisingly well. You can even use a QR code on your merch table or signage at shows to make it as effortless as possible for people to sign up on the spot. The key here isn't to really push, it's to invite. Let your fans know they're getting access to something special that not everyone else sees. It should feel exclusive and not promotional. And once people are on your list, what you send them really matters. And that's where a lot of musicians go wrong, but we'll get into how to do that right here next. So the biggest mistake that artists make is only showing up when they want something. Right? So they'll email and they'll say, hey, new song's out, go stream it. That's not a relationship. That's a promotional billboard, and people tune that stuff out really, really fast. Instead, you could think about how you can build a connection with these people. Your emails don't have to be long or complicated either. They just have to feel personal and real. So share behind the scenes updates, your creative process, a story from the studio, or even what inspired your latest track. Let people in. Make it feel like they're getting VIP access to you and not just your music. Now, if you're not sure what to send, well, I have a few simple ideas that frankly work pretty great. So first is the exclusive first listen, right? Let your list hear a track before it drops publicly. Also, tour updates. So announce dates early or give first dibs on tickets. Next is personal stories. So share a moment from a recent gig, rehearsal, or a songwriting session. Also throwbacks. Talk about a song that you released years ago and what it means to you now. Also behind the scenes content. This is big. So photos, voice memos, or short videos that didn't make it to social. Also fan shout outs. Highlight cool fan art or a message someone sent you. And then quick life updates. Not every email needs to be about music. So sometimes a glimpse into your life can be pretty powerful. Also merch drops, so give your list early access or exclusive colors and sizes. You can also do polls and questions, so ask your fans what they want more of or which song you should release next. Things like that. You can also use email to tell a story across multiple messages, which is great to get your fans bought into your content. So for example, you might do a 3-part series about how your latest EP came together. One email for the writing process, one for the recording, and then one for release day. That kind of content really pulls people in and makes them feel like they're part of the creative journey. And yes, you need to send those important updates, new releases, show announcements, merch, but always mix in the human stuff as well. That's the key to this. That's what really separates a good email list from a forgettable one. And here's a good rule of thumb. If a fan opens your email and it feels like a DM from an artist that they admire, you're doing it right. So next up, we'll talk about how often to send emails and how to stay consistent without really annoying your fans or burning yourself out. So how often should you email your fans? Well, there's no perfect answer to this, but here's a simple rule. Stay consistent and don't disappear. If you only email when you're dropping something, people forget who you are. And that's when you see them unsubscribe or just not even open your emails at all anymore, which is obviously not a good thing. Now for most artists, once or twice a month is a pretty solid starting point. If you've got more going on, like a tour or a launch, you can ramp it up temporarily as well. But don't overthink the frequency as much as the consistency. So whether it's every week or once a month, just pick a rhythm that you can realistically stick with. Now, personally, I'd recommend a minimum of 1 email every 2 weeks if you can do it. It forces you to make an effort, but it's not overbearing. And don't stress about being super polished either. Fans don't expect a perfect newsletter. They just want to hear from you. And frankly, if you make mistakes, it's more authentic anyway. Now, one good story, a quick update, or even a simple, hey, here's something that I've been working on, that can go a long way. The key is to make your emails feel like a part of your overall presence. Think of them like one more way to show up, just like a live stream or a story that you post. And over time, the more consistent you are, the more that connection will build. And up next here, I'm going to show you how to make those emails actually get opened and clicked with a few simple tricks that most artists really overlook. Now, to be clear, you don't need to be a professional copywriter to write great emails. You just need to keep a few key things in mind. So first up is subject lines matter. So if the subject line of your email doesn't spark curiosity or interest, most people won't even open the email. So try writing it like a text message that you'd send to a friend, right? Keep it short, casual, and a little intriguing. So an example would be, want to hear something unreleased, or, this almost didn't make the album, ... or tour update and a quick thank you. Next would be write like a human. So don't sound like a company, just sound like you. Keep the tone personal and conversational, like you're talking to one fan, not a crowd. It's okay to be a little imperfect and let your personality really shine through here. Keep your emails short and skimmable. People, they're busy, so break things up with spacing, use bullet points when needed, and include images, audio snippets, or video links whenever you can. The more visual or interactive, the better. And most importantly, have one clear call to action. So whether it's check out this new song, or grab tickets, or hit reply and tell me what you think, make it easy for your fans to know what to do next and what you want them to do. One email, one action. Keep it simple. And now that you know what makes a great email, let's look at how to tell if it's actually working. So the next section here is all about the simple analytics that you should pay attention to and what they actually mean. So once you've sent a few emails, how do you know if they're actually working? You don't need to become a data nerd for this, but there are a few key numbers that are worth keeping an eye on. The first one is what they call your open rate. So this tells you how many people actually opened your email. A typical range is about 20 to 30%, but it really depends on your list size and how engaged your audience is. If your open rate is really low, that means that your subject lines might need a little work, or your list might need a little cleaning up as well to get rid of inactive people. Next is your click-through rate, or CTR. This tells you how many people clicked a link inside your email, whether that's a Spotify link, a ticket page, or a video. If people are opening but not clicking, it might mean that the call to action wasn't clear or just frankly wasn't that interesting. You'll also want to watch unsubscribes, but don't panic if a few people leave after each send. That's actually very normal. In fact, cleaning your list of people who aren't really interested anyway can boost your overall engagement and the overall health of your account. So it's not a bad thing. You can think of it like trimming the dead weight so that your best fans really get the spotlight. Now, over time, these numbers, they help you learn what your fans care about. Which subject lines actually work, what content gets the most clicks, what kind of tone gets the replies. Now, you don't need to obsess over the numbers, just use them as a tool to slowly improve. And if you're seeing growth in opens and clicks, you're obviously on the right track. And now that you've got the strategy and the tools and the content kind of down, let's go ahead and wrap it up with a few final thoughts to help you take action today. So at this point, you've got everything you need to start building an email list that actually works, even if you're just starting out. Now you've seen, why email matters, how to get set up, how to grow your list, what to send, and how to improve over time. But honestly, the hardest part is just getting started. Don't overthink it. You don't need a perfect strategy. You just need momentum. So here's a simple challenge that I have for you. So first, click right up here and then just sign up for Brevo. Second, create a landing page in Brevo or a form integration. The tutorial linked in the description explains how to do all that. And then offer something small, which could be a free download, an unreleased demo, or even a personal thank you video to your fans. Then share the link wherever your fans are. So Instagram, TikTok, live streams, YouTube, your website, wherever. That one step could be the start of something big. And if you want a proven roadmap to make this much easier, remember to also check out the Musician's DIY Email Marketing Starter Kit link below in the description. Like I said, it'll just make your life a whole lot easier. And remember that when you take control of your audience, you're not just promoting your music, you're building a real life connection that lasts longer than any social media trend or any social media post. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.